Peace, y'all. I'm back with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about a big step in my photographic and filmographic, I believe that's the word, career. And it's not so much that so much has changed, it's just that I've switched to a camera system that I have been wanting to switch to for some time on the digital side. And basically, I got it because I felt that I needed something robust, reliable, beautiful looking, and producing excellent image results, both on the photo side and the video side. And specifically, this Leica is the SL2, and it's actually an older Leica. It's not so talked about nowadays because they've come out with the SL3, SL3S, SL3P. The SL2 has kind of went into the background, and I think it was a perfect time for me to really dig into the SL system, because now more than ever the SL line prior to the SL3 series is a lot more affordable. I've actually been shooting on Leica for probably about 10 years on and off, not digitally but on the film side. I used to own a Leica M2 with a 35mm Summilux Canada version. I believe it was the second version. I also had a 50mm Summicron Rigid. I loved both those lenses on film and shooting with the M2. However, I always wanted to switch to the digital side of Leica, or add on to the digital side of Leica with my Leica setup. So fast forward, I'm at the SL2 now. Generally, I've been a Fujifilm shooter as far as like hybrid. I also was shooting a lot of Sony on the video side, but I was really looking to get into a system that obviously has a heritage, has a lineage and history of just excellent photography and excellent craftsmanship. And to be honest, it's just been prohibitive in terms of being able to afford a digital Leica. And it wasn't until recently that it made sense for me to buy one. Now, I had to sell some of my other equipment. Essentially, I needed a camera, or I wanted a camera that was more inspiring, that could do both photography and video, and that I would want to shoot with more than I had been with my Sony FX6, which was completely video centered. So I had my eye on the Leica SL2 for a long time. I was debating within the SL2 whether to get the SL2S or the SL2, and I ended up deciding on the SL2 because I wanted that high megapixel, and it also had a lot of the video features that I would need anyway. And I've actually been pleasantly surprised by the video side of things. The video on the Leica SL2 is fantastic. I've been really impressed by how the L-log grades and how beautiful the colors are and the resolution coming out of it. Fantastic. And of course the images are wonderful. I've been pretty much using this camera as a daily carry since I got it, and it's been a wonderful experience. And I think the thing about Leica that is a big appeal is really the user experience. I can't emphasize that enough. Of course, image quality is fantastic, the lenses are fantastic, That's a given. But I think part of the reason people get into the Leica system, whether it's an SL, it's an M, or Q, or whatever, it's because of how you feel using it. They're built amazing. You can feel the weight and a substantial kind of weight, like you're holding something substantial in your hands, and even the sound of the shutter is just so satisfying. I mean, here one more time. It's just so nice. The quality, the images, in combination with the quality of how it's built, it's hard to beat. I've never experienced a camera that felt as premium, as nice as a Leica, and I've used pretty much all the camera systems digitally. In terms of film, you know, you feel a lot more substantial cameras in film because they used to make those bodies usually out of metal and whatnot. But even still, the Leica feel of things is just, you can just feel the intention behind the quality of the camera. So it's really more than hype. I would say there's a lot of Leica hype, you know, around, like it's the best camera ever and whatnot. I don't think that's necessarily the case. I think that's very subjective. You can get many other cameras that are technically better, but in terms of user experience, to me it's unmatched by any camera system that I've ever used or I've ever tried. So I think that and all the other reasons I mentioned prior are the reasons why I felt like I wanted to switch to the Leica system, and specifically the SL, which is kind of the most versatile system I think that Leica has. You can adapt all kinds of lenses to it, including the M lenses, and then also you can shoot great video out of it. The classic M, you got to look through a viewfinder, an optical viewfinder, and that's great for just purely photography and just enjoying that. But if you have more uses for what you do and what you want out of a camera, an SL is just perfect. You get the Leica quality. It's a true Leica, despite what anybody else might say who's traditionally shooting M. It's a true Leica. You get that Leica quality, and you can adapt any lens to it, basically, almost any lens to it, and you can rely on it. You can take it in almost any type of situation, and you know you're going to get great images. So that in a nutshell is why I chose to go with the Leica SL, specifically the Leica SL2. And I thought I'd just share that because I think every camera we get should have a purpose and should have a deeper reason behind why you're choosing that camera and how you intend to use that camera. So I thought I'd just share that, and I hope you all are having a good one. Take care. Peace.